Manchester United have set aside £250 million to be spent during this transfer window. Now, it begs on the question and the fact that, first of all, 250 million in this current market, is it something that is logical? Are we able to maximize this, knowing that the club, as much as possible, have tried to look at a situation whereby we are able to cut down on costs, cut down on buying for the sake of just buying? I mean, buying players with just big name players that at the end of the day would not give you value for money. If we take a good look at last season, we'll see that as much as possible we went for players that are proven in the Premier League, and it was very, very helpful in the sense that for the very first time in a long time, 3 major signings, Konya, Mbeumo, Šeško, gave double digits. That's combined 31 goals. Now, it only shows that if the club intentionally spends on making sure that we get players that are of great importance and not just the names, then it shows that we'll be able to make much more of the windows. And for me, there are areas at which Manchester United needs to work on. I mean, the midfield is a very, very important part, and as much as possible, if you look deep, having left the club, Casemiro leaving the club, most likely Ugarte is leaving the club, Zexi too, as much as possible, there is a void that needs to be filled in the midfield. So ordinarily for me, I would say the major area that Manchester United needs to spend is in the midfield. And looking at the figure of funds that are available, there's no doubt that we need a major midfielder. 2 major players come into mind with the invention of the fact that they are linked to the club, so many news around them. Is one, Tonali, for me, is a good addition. Another addition would have been Tchouaméni in Real Madrid, and that is because it's not just mere coincidence, but these are players that have proven their worth over the years and are capable of holding their own. At least we know how well Tonali did for Newcastle in the last seasons before. Even now that they were in the Champions League last season, we could see that much effort, that this is a top player. He is a top player, no doubt. Tchouaméni playing for Real Madrid is no joke. For you to be a major player in Real Madrid, it's a very, very important one. Those deals are quite big and looks like it might be quite difficult to pull through. But if the club is able to pull through, then that's his value for money. For me, we already have Ederson from Atalanta, which for me is a good one as much as possible, because Ederson would be a plus. I haven't seen some of the things he's done for Atalanta. This is a player that can hold his own. Kobbie Mainoo needs all the help he can get in the midfield, because he's going to be a very, very important player for us. Even as stated, as much as everyone has stated this, even the captain Bruno sees that Kobbie is going to be very important. There's need to get players that can work with him to harness that potential and see how best we can work around it. Another area I think we would need to invest in is in the striking position. For Benjamin Šeško needs a player that can help. Yes, there are a couple of players out there. A couple of people are looking at Ivan Toney. We have other players that people are looking at. But for me, I think I would have explored the option of the free agent. A free agent in Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski is a proven player. Yes, he's left Barcelona as a free agent. For me, I will explore more of free agents. I would explore that opportunity if we can get Lewandowski, which I think should be possible. Yes, he's aged, but experience is needed. We're in 4 major competitions. We're in the Premier League. We're there in the Champions League. We're there FA Cup Carabao Cup. We need all the help. In fact, we need a situation whereby 2 teams are available to be able to play all of this, because it has been shown over the years that teams are able to maximize playing time when the team is robust with quality, not just numbers. Because if you look at Chelsea last season, it was numbers. We're talking of quality to keep the team pushing through the season and having a blast. Another thing would be, there is need for Manchester United to equip the left back. Our left back position is strictly Luke Shaw, and for me, Luke Shaw is aging. We need to get that fact clear first. 2, Luke Shaw cannot take us all through the season. Yes, we have other players who can play in that position. We have Patrick Dogu, but for me, Patrick Dogu doubles as a left forward, a left winger up front. Yes, because with the things he's been able to show over the years, it's obvious that he is able to play on that wing. Yes, he would substitute for Luke Shaw, but there is need for us to have another backup. And I think Hall is such a fantastic player from Newcastle. He's able to hold his own at the age of 21 over the years. I think it's a fantastic deal if we're able to get that across the line. So for me, as much as possible, it's about getting the right signings for Manchester United. If we get the right signings, then you can be rest assured that the season would hold so much promise for us. We might not be able to challenge for all the titles, but most importantly, we'll be able to get a very, very good season. Try as much as possible to fight for everything we can fight for, provided our recruitment is done well, on time, and recruitment that are not out of the budget. But as much as possible, work with players that are proven, and like I always say, players that are willing to die for the badge. We need to get players who are ready to die for the badge, not just play for the badge, die for the badge. Like, no matter what happens, pull through, fight through, and make sure that everything works in place. And for me, I think with that, Manchester United season is up there, and then we can make a good one. So for recruitment this year, it has to be top notch, and as much as possible, we need to get it right.